Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's Daryl here. It is bright and freaking early, man. It's 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, the video that I came across this morning, as soon as I saw this, I gotta say, I was not in the least surprised. Uh, I got to admit, because yesterday was Super Tuesday, and a lot of Republicans were voting, there was a lot of talk about Nikki Haley and Donald Trump. I got to admit that it went through my mind. If I was a Republican voter, would I vote for Nikki Haley or Donald Trump? If theoretically, and I thought I would, no doubt I would vote for Nikki Haley. Okay, so I came across this video this morning, and a lot of you have probably seen this video already. It's a man in North Carolina being asked if he thought about voting for Nikki Haley, and his answer. I'm going to tell you his answer. I don't know if I'll be able to use his exact words. I'm going to try using his exact words because I think it's really important to use verbatim what he said. Well, not verbatim, but some of the exact words. It does not surprise me in the least. All right, and I came up with a counter argument that's probably not what you think. Okay, so this is what this North Carolina voter, this older guy, he's probably about 10 years older than me. I'd say he's about 65 years old. He's got a bit of a beer gut. And, of course, he's got a sidearm. Of course, Republican voter. None of this surprises me. So this reporter asks him, well, would you consider voting for Nikki Haley or Donald Trump? And he says, nah, I wouldn't vote. I wouldn't think about voting for Nikki Haley at all, because she don't got no balls to scratch. Okay, now that's his argument. And he says, don't get me wrong. Don't women are good for taking care of the house and having babies. But women need a little guidance from people like from Donald Trump. They need a little guidance. They're good for running the household and having babies. But so that's basically what he said. The link will be right down below. Yeah, I don't know if I could use the word balls or cojones or testosterone. I'm going to use testosterone a little more for my argument here, and I have a counterpoint. Let's just say it's probably not what you think. I was thinking about my mom raising me after my father passed away. She was she was the head of the household, the woman at home. She didn't have a job. My father was out, 2 jobs, and he passed away when I was 9. I thought about that argument, being raised by my mother, and the strength and veracity and energy she had. She was actually, I told her recently that she was both my mother and my father, the way she raised me. She took the place, the way she worked so hard, the way she went back to school, the way she went out and got a job and bought a house and started and became head of the household and took over from my father. Here's the ironic thing. I shouldn't probably be so personal, but she's a Republican voter. She's a Trump voter right now. And she's one of the strongest women I know, but she doesn't believe a woman should be she wouldn't vote for Nikki Haley either. She thinks exactly like this guy. Let me say this. Another thing that occurred to me, I just want to point this out. Scratching. What he said about scratching. The reason I don't usually scratch. I'm not a scratchy person. Maybe that's because I do some I'm going to get personal here. Manscaping is a thing, right? So and usually when people scratch either the front or the back, it's because of bacteria. I don't want to get too nasty here, but because of So this guy talking about scratching his male parts is just skeevy. It really is. People scratch usually because of bacteria and dirty parts. That's one of the things that came to mind when this guy said this. The fact that he's got a sidearm doesn't surprise me at all. I thought about grizzly bears. The way grizzly bears protect their young, female grizzlies. The males just wander around, and it's all about the sex drive for them, mating and fighting. And I thought about that. And then I thought about, I'll get back to that in a second, the grizzlies. The way that the female grizzlies protect their young. The fierceness, how they, whereas the male grizzlies will pretty much destroy their young. And I thought about great female women through history, and there's so many. I just listed a few. There'll be some links down below. Cleopatra, Joan of Arc, Rosa Parks, that's a strong woman. Indira Gandhi, Golda Meir. I just watched a movie, 2023 movie, Golda, And that blew my mind, how strong Golda Meir was. She was fierce, man. She was a scary woman. Isabel Perón, Amelia Earhart, first person, male or female, to circumnavigate the globe in an airplane. Does that not take theoretical cojones? Sacagawea. I had to mention a Native American because I'm part Native American, Marie Curie. And this is the final thing I decided on. I thought about the grizzly bears and the way males are. Then I realized this. This is my argument for why I would vote for a female. I would probably vote for a female president over a male president. You look at the history. We're up to World War III now. Look, we're in wars almost constantly. Look at what men have done with the globe. But I thought about this. Almost every single bad decision I have ever made. I just realized this. I'm surprised it took me 58 years to realize this because of this guy and this question. So I should probably thank him. Almost every single bad decision I have ever made in my life was because of testosterone. Every time I got arrested, all the fights that I got in, using drugs. I've talked about this before. A lot of the reasons I started was peer pressure, being along with my buddies. My buddies were doing it, testosterone, following the crowd. It wasn't women talking me into this. It was other guys. The reason I was doing it, to fit in with other guys or to look cool with women. The fights that I got in. Women never encouraged me to get in these fights. I always thought I was getting in them to protect the women, to look cool, to look tough, to be the alpha. But it was always women that tried to stop me, that wanted me to stop fighting. And the drugs, a lot of the times the drugs, I've talked about this in a lot of the videos I did. I was cross addicted. It was sex and drug addiction, and a lot of times I used drugs was going out to the bar to hook up with women, to bring women back to my house, to party with. And thinking about the grizzly bear and all these things, that I did to mate, it was because of testosterone, because of a sex drive. And that's not to be confused for doing this for women. Doing something for a woman is one thing, but everything that I did, all the bad choices I made in my life were because of my sex drive, because of testosterone. Every single bad decision I've ever made in my life had to do with my testosterone, because of my balls, because of my cojones, because I have balls to scratch, as this Republican so put it in his words. So would I vote for a woman? Hell yeah, I would vote for a woman. Look at what men have done so far in this country. Look everything men do. Every stupid thing a man does, he does because of testosterone. That's my argument. All right, the videos will be down below. Check them out. I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a good Wednesday.